sometimes you're having great flow readings, and then the next time it's like maybe everything was correct, but it just feels slower and harder to maybe get like a message or, the right, in your opinion, kind of evidence. So then you're it's the roller coaster a little bit. Like you kind of like you question yourself again because you're like, well, and especially if it's like for me, if I want to go out and maybe work with normal people, non-mediums, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, oh, is it going to be like that where it's just sometimes not what I think is great? Or is it that, maybe it is different because I'm practicing? So maybe the spirit world is working with me differently. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I question myself. But then I think of like my own experiences with mediums that I've gone to. And it's not like every time they blow me away either. So it's like, why am I that much? Like, why am I harder on myself? Do you know what I mean? I think we all are, but you know what I mean? Like, I'm like trying to just give myself like the reassurance of like, it's not always going to, or maybe it will be, but you see some people and you're like, wow, they just get it so quickly and whatever. So you think they're getting it all the time like that. And then, yeah. So it's like the
Yeah.
comparison thing a little bit, but
Yeah.
do you know what I'm trying to say? Like,
Yeah.
what's the
Um,
answer to that?
I think what we have to remember in this work, whether you're developing or you're a working medium, it doesn't matter. But just to give ourselves grace, because at the end of the day, we are human. And so therefore, it's we don't know what's going to happen from one reading to the next. And in one day, you can have a reading that you just blow the socks off of it. It's just the best reading you've ever done. And the next one, you're going, what the heck just happened? Nothing. Nothing happened. That's what happened. Or very little. I mean,
Totally, totally.
that is the nature of this for whatever reason. Um,
Yeah.
it's you know what I have learned is when I was training, I was all over the place, up, down, all around, everywhere. I wasn't consistent, and I think part of that, as I look back on it, I think part of it was me
Mhm.
getting in the way, me trying too hard to do what I've been learning in
Yeah.
the last class I was in, or the class that I was currently taking at that moment. Just trying to do what I was being asked to do, stepping outside my comfort zone. So that kind of interferes a little bit sometimes. And then me getting in the way because I don't have my power where it needs to be. I've stepped into the power, but I didn't step in fully. I'm just kind of got my toe in there, and you know, and I feel like I'm sludging through the quicksand trying to get the evidence kind of thing. So part of it is that, and I think also part of it is when you're, especially if you're in a practice mode, your guides are working with you, trying new things. They're pushing us to, let's give her this type of evidence and see what she does with it. And you're like, well, that's what I did with it, kind of thing. But I feel like I speak from my own experiences with my team. They're always pushing me, but that's who I am in general. I'm always pushing myself. So they push me as well. They know that they can push me like that and try new things when I'm in practice modes. Now it's more like when I'm doing a demonstration for you guys to try to show you how to do a technique. That's my practice. They're coming in and they're pushing me and doing different things. So so it can be lots of different things. Usually it's me. Usually more me than it is anything. It's more me. So but give yourself that grace to um have those moments. It's really it's no big deal, really. It happens, and we just have to take a deep breath and say next. And one of my mentors says all the time, you're only as good as your last reading. Well, basically what he's saying is get back on the horse. If you're from Texas, that's what we say. Get back on that horse. It might buck you off again, but get back on it, because this might be the ride of your life, the next one. I know that didn't help, but
No, it does help. It does help, you know.
I'm not giving you a quick fix. I'm just
No, I
saying,
know. Yeah, I know. I
just
know
saying,
there
give
is no
yourself some
fix, but
grace and allow
yeah.
yourself to have those moments, and then just get back on the horse, because your next one might be the ride of your life. And that is so true. It may not be. You may get bucked off again, but you
Mhm.
just get back on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brooke.
And do you,
Oh,
and then do you think the other factor is too that maybe sometimes it is like a personality energy matching with this spirit
um,
in,
I,
like, you know, like
you
maybe
know,
I
with a
don't have
spirit
enough.
communicator, or
Yeah. Yeah.
um, not
Not necessarily.
really. Not,
Okay.
no, I don't think so. I think that's an easy way out,
Yeah.
to
Hmm.
blame it on, you know, it's
Yeah, I get it for sure.
yeah, what I've learned is it's not spirit, it's me. It's me. It's not the spirit world. They want you to have success. You're going to
Right.
get people in the spirit. You're going to have spirit communicators that you would not want to be friends with in life.
Yeah.
That's going to
Hmm.
happen. But it's no big deal when you're working with them in this way,
Yeah.
because who cares? They're not here to be your friend. They're here because their loved one is sitting across from you or on the other side of the computer somewhere. So that's all they're concerned with. Personality wise, that's not going to matter, but or energetically, that shouldn't matter. You will have, sometimes you'll have sitters that are difficult,
Hmm.
and maybe the energy is difficult with your sitter, but I was trained that you rise above it and don't use that as your excuse. Rise above it. And you may have to work really hard to do that.
Hmm.
And that's
Hmm.
okay. You know, that's okay. Some readings are just easy breezy, smooth, and everything is, you know, rainbows and butterflies. And some readings we have to work hard to make it come together. And it comes together, but we had to work hard to get it there,
Hmm. Hmm.
you know.
Yeah.
And then some just kind of go wah, wah,
Yeah.
no matter how hard we work. We
Right.
just can't pull it together. And that's okay.
Hmm.
As long as it's, you know, especially if it's practice. Who cares
Yeah.
if it's practice? You're just out there trying to try new things and step outside your boundary.
Right. Yeah. Got it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Brooke.